Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Monday Re Tsene with Well Life Inc. My name is Re Tsene, and on this episode we'll be discussing navigating the December blues. So, what are December or holiday blues? They are basically a feeling of sadness over the period or during the holiday seasons. So these feelings of sadness, they could be brought by many things that or events that would have happened in our lives. You know, as people, we have goals that we set for ourselves, and now it's December. You'd be looking at that list of goals and thinking to yourself, wow, which goal have I achieved? And you see that you have achieved less or actually none of those goals. And you start thinking to yourself, but then what am I celebrating if I haven't achieved anything? For some people, they have lost a loved one either throughout during the year or during this time of December. And this time of December basically reminds them of that individual, particularly because of maybe the fun activities that they would be doing together, the bonding, the going out, whatever that you can think of, that would have been done by you and that individual during this time. And so because of that individual is no longer there, you are not feeling that excitement anymore. For some, they would have lost the individual actually around December. And so for you, it's like it's an anniversary of what had happened during this time. So feelings of sadness then hover around, and it's not just an exciting time for you as it was before. And for others, it could be that they have lost a job, and we know the devastating effects of losing a job with the high interest rates that we're having. Other people, because of lack of affordability now, their houses are lost. You're not able to maintain the lifestyle that you maintained before. And as we know, there are people who live here in Gauteng who would be going home during this period. And I'd like to believe, some people would like or would prefer to go home, with plastics of groceries and clothes and whatever that they would have collected, throughout the year. But however, because of you would have lost your job, those things are not there anymore. You're not able to provide like you want to provide for those back at home. Maybe the car that you had, you're not owning it anymore. The nice, apartment or house that you would have had, it's not there anymore. And so you start feeling depressed. You start feeling very sad. Like, why should I go home? Why am I even doing 1, 2, 3? And so basically, it's just not a nice feeling, even though everyone is going up and down, gallivanting, making plans, going to weddings, going to whatever celebration that you could be thinking of. For you, you're just not feeling it. So how then can we navigate around this feeling? I think one of the first and the most important thing is, do not shove the feeling under the rug. Acknowledge the feeling, look at or interrogate why you could be feeling sad, and take it from there. Do some introspection. And if you feel also that the feelings that you might be experiencing, you are not able to deal with them on your own, it's very important that you do not be afraid to seek out professional help, because of at least it's also in that space where you'll be able to explore your feelings, and also be able to discover and find techniques and ways on how you can better deal with, let's say, losing your job, how you can better deal, let's say, with losing a loved one, being in a space where you're not going to be judged, you're going to be validated, and you're going to find a way of how you can cope with the new reality. So in a nutshell, do not shove your feelings, even though it's a time where we should be jovial and going up and down. Be patient with yourself, acknowledge the feelings, and work through that the feelings. That is the other important point, is to be open to support also. So in a form of, say, your friends and your loved ones, they say, hi, how are you, want to spend time with you, be open to that. I know when an individual has or is experiencing these feelings of sadness due to whatever reasons that I could have mentioned here or even beyond, there's a huge temptations to self-isolate. So do not self-isolate where possible. Get support from friends, get support from loved ones. If they want to take you out, go out. If that whatever that they would be suggesting that you do, that you also see that it can cheer you up, by all means necessary, do so. The other thing that you can also look at is, do not also overcommit, because of I know that, so it's a matter of kind of like striking a balance, right? So even though you are allowing people into your space, also do not overcommit, because the challenge with overcommitting, especially with it's December, remember, you're going to weddings, you're going to parties, you're going to functions, you might end up getting into a space where you feel like you are not getting time for yourself. But not only that, it might exacerbate the feelings of, for lack of a better word, let me say, you might actually be at a chance of getting a mental breakdown. So while you are going out with friends, if you feel like you are overcommitting, or if you feel like, okay, this is more than I can handle, excuse yourself, take the time out, do whatever that needs to be done that's gonna make you feel comfortable. If you feel like it's going for a hike, if you feel like it's going for a drink, or basically time alone, whatever or however you define time alone, do so. You can also try any fun activity that you have not tried before. For those who are adventurous, skydiving, painting in the bush, whatever that you might deem interesting. So the idea also is for you to do an activity that might elevate your mood, because remember, when you are in the feelings of sadness, I think maybe, for lack of a better word, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where there's stuff that are pressing you down on top of those feelings of sadness. I hope I'm making sense. But yes, so which also speaks to, if you're able to take a walk, 10-minute walk daily, exercise also if you can, because of, as you're exercising or taking the walk, our heart gets pumping and some endorphins, they become released, and so immediately, obviously, your happy hormones will be released, and then at least your mood will be elevated. And also, last but not least, because of it's December, the temptation obviously to consume more alcohol than what would be recommended becomes something very easy to do. However, if you are experiencing the December blues or the holiday blues, it's quite advisable that you do not go over the limit, because remember, alcohol is a depressant, and because it's a depressant, it will amplify the negative feelings that you might be feeling. So make sure that you regulate the alcohol intake. So with that, I hope that there's something helpful that you would have taken for yourself. Be safe, enjoy the holidays, and see you next year. Bye-bye.